We've done bourbons. Let's do cigars. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz, and that is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy, our best of 2025. We're not like these other people. We're not cheating the year. We wait the full year, and then we review the cigars and the bourbon and the whatnot.
Yeah, it's not like a basketball team that has a 20-point lead with 30 seconds left, just running out the clock.
Oh, no. It's not like that at all.
Glad we agree.
Where did the sports metaphor come from? I'm
Johnny Sports. Everybody knows that.
I did just realize, since we take 2 weeks to do the bourbon and then the cigars, we could have done it at the end of 2025, and it would still be the same.
You just realized that?
Yeah, I literally just realized that as we were talking.
I looked at it as we had 2 more weeks to squeeze in new cigars, and they could be hopefuls for Cigar of the Year.
I like the way you're thinking. We did our bourbons just last week, and for me, it was a rum. And for Fingers, was it a rye for you?
Yes, it was a rye.
See, we didn't even pick bourbons as our top bourbons of the year. So Eat, Drink, Smoke is more than just bourbon. It's really about spirits, anything that one can send down the gullet.
Yes, but for Cigars of the Year, it may be a cigar. It may be chewing tobacco.
Nope. When it's a cigar, it's a cigar. The only rule is it's something that we reviewed on the show. Everything else, there are no rules. Do we pay attention to price? Well, maybe Fingers does. I certainly didn't. We paying attention to size? Absolutely not. Paying attention to any specific wrapper or binder or filler? Nope. Any particular manufacturer? Absolutely not. Now, if we have cigars that we review that people have... what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of paid us to review, or said, hey, he provided us the cigar, check this out. We would tell you. We don't do paid reviews, so we never have to worry about the first one. If people send us cigars, we absolutely will tell you. Does that influence our decision making? Well, no, it doesn't. Our job is to say, here's what we think. It's the same reason we don't do the point system or anything else. We're just not weird people like that. We're interested in saying what we like, what we don't like, and is it in our humidor at that price. Now, since we're going to be each doing our cigars, I went early to the bourbon. Where is it? Right here. Fingers Malloy. This is the Double Oaked from Woodford Reserve. I wanted to pick something that we've certainly done on the show before, something that works everywhere. I think Double Oaked is the best expression that Woodford has done. All right, double oaked is just something surreal when you can find it. But this coming in, Fingers Malloy, at $60 a bottle right here, 45.2% alcohol by volume, so 90.4% proof. The color on this is exceptional. The nose on this is delicious. Go ahead, stick your schnoz right in there. Just stick that beak right on in, right there. By the way, you have like a perfect nose. You have an exceptional nose for your face.
What's happening here?
What? I'm just saying that based on your face.
Oh, based on my face.
Based on your face.
There it is.
Your nose is outstanding.
There it is. Okay.
Your nose, come on, that's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
There's the caramel in there. There's a little bit of dark chocolate in there. There's this kind of like crème sweetness that's going on the nose. Perfect.
And I would say this. That's not a single oak there. No. That's double oak.
It is double oaked. We don't have to waste time. Fingers Malloy, you ready for this?
I've been ready
We're
for
both
this
going in right here. The double oaked from Woodford Reserve. That is what we are drinking to go along with these cigars. Fingers Malloy has 3 cigars. I have 3 cigars. We do not have any overlap in our cigars. We didn't have any overlap in our bourbons. We didn't have any overlap in our cigars. 0. And that doesn't always happen. Sometimes we do have some overlap. Fingers, how are you on the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked?
First of all, very little sting on the tongue, no warmth on the chest. The oak is there. The caramel. Okay, this is the other thing too. And this is just disregard what I'm going to say because my palate's all screwed up. A little crème brûlée. A little crème brûlée.
You thinking about a sweetness or are you thinking about a
sweetness?
Let me tell you. It's just so good. $60 a bottle if you can find it. This is an always in your liquor cabinet. Double Oak. It's not that I would ever tell you not to have regular Woodford. I have multiple bottles of Woodford all around here. There's always a Double Oaked in there. It is where I like to be. And I like that conversation, our creme brulee, is saying it's not just sweet. There's a lusciousness to it. There's a well-presented to it. There is not too much heat to it, although you do feel it in a little bit of the center chest. You want to do what's known as the Kentucky Chew, moving the juice around the palate, really getting a feel for it. The first sip to set the taste buds, and the second sip that I'm going in for right now to really get an idea of the flavors.
Oh, he's going in again, ladies and gentlemen, and he's doing the Memphis Munch. I have seen other people review this, and they've described that as like a dried fruit.
Oh, I think that's dead on. And you get to that place where what is dried fruit and what is dark chocolate? Like, that's a kind of like vacillating flavor profile. I think this does a really good job of that. So that we bring it up quickly. And not to give short shrift to Woodford Reserve, but just we wanted a bourbon to pick with these cigar choices. We went with the Double Oak from Woodford. It is $60 a bottle. It is and always in our liquor cabinet. And remind me, Fingers, that is an episode we should do this year. What are the 5 bourbons that are in our liquor cabinets at all times? And I will tell you, this is one. And while it's actually not my liquor cabinet right now, the old Granddad 114. I think I can speak for both of us that one is always in. I happen to be out. But the Double Oaked, more than just the Woodford Reserve, is in my liquor cabinet at all times. Now we get into the cigars. Our cigars of the year, these choices that we have made. We each have 3 cigars. We do 3 here. We don't do 5. We don't do 10. We're just not that serious. Our cigar choices come from, well, what did we like? Nothing more, nothing less. My choices, Fingers' choices, I think that there's going to be a real strength difference because I saw your list. And I'm wondering whether or not you and I saw strength in terms of flavor in a much, much different way.
Could be. Of course, I, for the most part, always look at value first. I mean, that doesn't mean that I'm running out and buying the cheapest cigar I can because it's got to be something that I enjoy. But I'm a little bit... my humidor has a lot more variety to it as far as flavor profiles. Sometimes I like a really big pepper bomb, a lot of spice, full-bodied cigar, and then, got some Connecticut's in there.
Right.
Where I've said it many times, you have a real passion for cigars. I'm a fan of everything. Just give me a stick, I'll smoke it. If I don't like it, I'll put it down.
Mm. Now, when you looked at your final list, just really quick, how many cigars did you look at to make your top 3?
6.
Yeah. I had 10.
Jeez.
I had a very, very interesting list that I will go over because there was on that list a place where we did have crossover that I believe made your top 3 list, but we will find out. I'll start first. What were my cigars of the year? We will get into them, and we're going to smoke one of them coming up in just a mere moment or two. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. So how do you decide your top 3 cigars of the year? I will tell you it is difficult, but being a professional, it has been done. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. Honestly, there comes a moment where you're not actually grading things like, oh, this was really this X% better than that cigar. It is, Fingers, I'm with you. It is what kind of more moved you? Where did you have a more emotional connection to the thing? 100%. That's it. Because I can appreciate you've got this list of cigars. You're like, yeah, I don't really know which one was better than the others. I just remember this one a little bit more, or I remember this thing a little bit more, or this moment a little bit more. I think that's the truth.
Yeah, I mean, I look at my list and I think back to when we reviewed it, and it's like, okay, that one really stuck out, or this one sticks out. But I would feel much more better when it comes to putting together a list if I'd smoked 3 of them. 3 of each to be able to say, okay, this is the number 1, number 2, number 3. A lot of times you'll have smoked 2 or 3 of a cigar that we review, but I may only smoke one, so that makes it tough.
So I'll start with my top 3 cigars, and we'll do that right now. Now, I will tell you, I had 10 cigars on my list. These were my honorable mentions. This is how insane my list is. The Black Angus FSG, which was Corona cigar in line with or in league with Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. We ordered that as a special order. Speaking of Dunbarton, the Sober Mesa Brûlée Blue Unicorn. I just didn't think that one was fair because it's such a weird cigar with that weird flavor. I didn't think that it should be part of the whole mix. The EP Carrillo La Historia. That was a very, very nice cigar. And the only place where you and I don't want to speak to out of school, the 2 places where you and I had crossover, the Illusione Original Documents Habano and the Foundation Tabernacle. They were both such a pleasure to smoke because we had heard things and heard people talking about them. We hadn't had a chance to do them. And it was like, yup. This is a good cigar. This is a very, very good smoke. Both of those. So I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up on some list. The Rodriguez Key West, the Primera Clase, which was, it's a Toro box press, and I have one left. I really enjoyed that cigar. The Pinnacle Sublime, which you forget about, and the Arturo Fuente Añejo 77. That was a great smoke. But my top 3 are my top 3. And I remembered them. And they came from different parts of the year. And my number 2, which was almost my number 1, happened right at the end. So I'll start with number 3. I will start with my number 3 cigar of the year, which was the HVC Hotcake. It was a Connecticut broadleaf. It was just this super cool, what in the world am I smoking here? I've never heard of the brand. I never heard anything about it. It was just such a wonderfully pleasant, worthy experience. Now, we did the black label. So you've got the gold.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a gold label, right?
There's a gold. So both are gold, but one is a red dot and one is a black dot. We did the black dot. I was actually looking for the site. So
now one was called Fresh Out of the Oven.
And that's what we did.
Okay.
Nicely done there. We do have this. If you go to the podcast and you look for the happy hour, we did talk about this. We have sometimes these segments called happy hour segments that you can go check out. This was just about the cigar. This is the hotcake fresh out of the oven. We did the Churchill, I believe, in this. We did not do the torpedo. I'll double check myself.
I believe we did the Churchill.
The Gigantes. It was a 6 7/8 by 50 is what we did. I thought it was just such a pleasure of a smoke, just surprising and worthwhile. Broadleaf wrapper, Nicaraguan in the binder and the filler. It just played so incredibly beautiful. There was a bit of hit on that cigar, but it moved into something really, really nice, really enjoyable. That I was like, you know what, this stuck out. I remember this, and now looking back, as I start to the humidor is finally starting to show some empty spots.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's been a year and it hasn't shown. I've kept it pretty well, but I'm like, okay. So I now am placing an order for like 8 boxes.
Of course.
I've got like 160, 200 cigars. So, and that, finding that's one of them. That's where I want to be. So the HVC hotcake, the broadleaf, and I love Connecticut broadleaf. I just thought that this was a joy of a smoke. I'm glad that I got to try it. It was like, you know what? I'm glad we do the show. Glad we got to try it. Glad we got to smoke it. A little pepper, little chocolate, a lot of love. But that's not the only thing that we're going to do today. Yes, we're going to talk cigars. That is my number 3, the HVC Hotcake Black Dot Connecticut Broadleaf. But also some stories about what's going on all around the food world. This story that Fingers Malloy found, I do not believe. I find this to be false. He is saying that America is falling out of love with pizza.
I don't believe I said that.
Fingers Malloy himself has said this lie of a thing. It's a story over the Daily Mail. That Americans are turning their back on pizza. And they're saying that there's a flurry of mid-sized chains, Blaze Pizza, Pieology, Bertucci's, MOD Pizza, that have filed bankruptcy over the past 2 years. That is not proof of people not wanting pizza. That is absolutely not it. It could be people going to their local pizza place. It could be people making pizza at home. It could be people eating less pizza from more well-known places because they feel that the marketing works. So you could argue that everyone's getting a little bit less. But this was about falling out of love with pizza. I don't believe that.
Well, you didn't go further into the article, Tony, according to the Daily Mail. And I know a California kid like you, this should decimate your feelings about pizza, knowing that California Pizza Kitchen is also struggling. I know you're a big California Pizza Kitchen guy.
People do love the CPK. Now, CPK back in the day was a revelation. That was before my time in California. But that has to do with the economy. That it could do with 100 things. Oh, should we talk about the fact that we were totally right about bourbon trends and the people screaming at us in social media? Oh my God, we got screamed at in social media. They were so wrong. Can we rub it in? Can we do that?
That's not something you do. You're above rubbing it in.
So can we?
Sure.
Nice! We will get into that. I don't think America is out of love with pizza. This story will be at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. Keep it here. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. Eat, Drink, Smoke, your cigar, bourbon, foodie extravaganza. I should call it your cigar, drink, foodie extravaganza because we're graduating into so many things other than bourbon.
You know, everything is switching around the rules over here because we just did a whole list last week, best bourbon of the year, and 3/4 of the beverages were not bourbon.
Yeah.
So I say it just rolls off the tongue better.
Yeah? Eat, drink, smoke, your cigar, bourbon, foodie extravaganza. Didn't mean to step on you right there.
That's okay.
I'm Tony Katz. That right there is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. Good to be with you. We're doing our top 3 cigars of the year. I have 3. Fingers Malloy has 3. 3 different. We have a very, very different list. We have a very, very different palate as well. And I did pour some Woodford Reserve Double Oaked right here to you, Fingers Malloy. And a very happy new year.
To me, Fingers Malloy.
Gosh, that's good. The Double Oaked, $60 a bottle, 90.4 proof. Absolutely in the liquor cabinet at all times.
I'm still looking for that. You know,
you were having a whole thing that you don't think creme brulee was right. I thought it was a pretty good argument.
There's vanilla, there's a creamy, but I was looking for sometimes I've had and I've gotten my desserts mixed up and you know, forgive me because most of my desserts are made by Little Debbie.
Right.
I thought there was some fruit on there, but it wasn't a Bananas Foster that I was thinking of because that's banana. Last I checked, but I can't remember what I was thinking. But I knew creme brulee is, you know, the vanilla, you know, that cream
custard
and the custard,
creating the hard shell.
Yeah, but I was like, okay, well, what's that fruit?
It.
Yeah, what's that fruit? There's a little bit of a fruit undertone in
Snosberry.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Everything goes back to our good friends at Willy Wonka. So my top 3 cigars, my number 3 was the HVC Hot Cake. That is the Black Dot, fresh out of the oven. That's what the cigar is known as. Very, very nice. My number 2 cigar of the year, which is what I'm not smoking right now. I am smoking my number 1 of the year. And some people might know by the band. Some people are going to have to wait just a little bit. You were sick, Fingers Malloy. You had yourself a case of the creeping crud. How you doing, by the way? You all better?
I'm a tank.
You're right as rain?
Oh, absolutely. I downed all the gas station food today and walked out of that gas station feeling like a national champion.
And you look like one.
Thank you.
You got the haircut. Are you going for full mullet? Was this the plan?
Well, it isn't really a mullet, is it?
Well,
I mean,
not
because
for
it doesn't
you.
have the spiky road dog hair on top there. It's long.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I lost consciousness for a second. The spiky road dog hair?
Yeah, Road Dogg, the wrestler from the WWF back in the day. But it's long in the back,
Right.
short on the side,
Short on the side, but not short up front.
but not short up front.
Right? It's still party in the front, party in the rear.
Yeah,
But the sides, all business.
that's right.
You were sick, Fingers. You had a cold. You had the phlebitis. You had a touch of the gout.
Hysterical pregnancy.
And I grabbed a cigar. I was here. You were
Celebrating.
Yes. You didn't come to the Eat, Drink, Smoke studios, and you stayed home. And I grabbed a cigar I normally wouldn't grab at all. It wouldn't dawn on me to grab El Rey del Mundo.
Why?
Because it's not a brand that would ever have come to mind. But this was from our friends, I believe, in Cigar Haven.
Okay.
Which is right here. You know, we broadcast in Indianapolis, Indiana, right outside of Indianapolis in Fishers, Indiana. And this is the appointment. And I had it as the Gordo, which was a 6.5 by 60. Totally not my style. And I'm telling you, that cigar knocked me out so much. It was so good. It was at first my number one cigar of the year. I was just, and I couldn't believe I had found it. Cameroon in the wrapper, Connecticut broadleaf in the binder, filler Ecuadorian and Nicaraguan. I was like, this is amazing. Not good, not great. For $8.79. It was, for $8.79, masterpiece. It was just incredible how well this did. The spice on this, the fullness on this, that natural sweetness that occurred. There was a bit of nutty. There was a bit of a cocoa. It had everything coming together. It was just so. I think what took me is that it was so incredibly surprising. I was expecting nothing. I was expecting a little bit of tobacco and I was done. I have had $25 cigars that were nowhere near as good as the El Rey del Mundo appointment. It's a box. Now, I'll give this one to you because I had it as the Gordo and you didn't get to have one. So then I found it as the Toro right here. 6x54.
Oh, thank you, sir.
That's a gift.
Yeah,
in lieu of payment.
Good man.
The Toro comes in at an MSRP of $9.19.
Wow.
I'm telling you. I am telling you that cigar was quite simply a revelation. I was overjoyed. Now, by the way, I should note that the hot cake, I was trying to figure out what the price of that was. The MSRP
Like $15 or something.
on that, what was it?
Am I making stuff up in my head?
You might be. I was looking for the price. I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought I had it. $17. $17. So it was just, it was really an enjoyable smoke. And so I'm glad I put it on the list. The HVC hot cake. This at $9 a stick, $9 a stick is an absolute home run. Best value of the year, 10 million%. I would smoke that cigar every day.
Well, and this is a terrific reminder and lesson to not dismiss a cigar just based on what you think is your intuition or past experiences.
Or I don't smoke that brand.
Yeah. But I'm curious, because this cigar is in your humidor, and yet you had never tried it, and you weren't really
wasn't
curious.
in my humidor.
Oh,
I happened to be at the Cigar Lounge, Cigar Haven, and I'm like, look, try this, what try, and someone recommended that. I'm like, sure, gotta try things, right? We always talk about trying new things. So glad I did. It is a must. Not a hey, this is good. Must in the humidor.
I remember doing the episode and you going on about that cigar and how much you enjoyed it and how shocked you were. And you said at the time, you said, this may make my list at the end of the year. And here we are.
And that wrapper is done by the Aroas.
Okay.
So I think that's Christian Aroa who does that one. I don't know if that's a combination of Christian and Justo, but it's in Honduras. I never get it right. The Jamastran Valley is that what I call it? I believe that's correct. So that's where the wrapper's from. Just terrific. An absolute must. Now it's time, Fingers Malloy, for news of the week, but I don't know if we're even doing news of the week, right? I don't know if we should get to it. I could do a quick one if you would rather. If you would rather me just hit that. I threw him for a loop, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you right now, USA Today has the story. People are asking about tax day already, Tony. It's right around the corner.
I believe it's on April 15th.
It is on April 15th this year. It's sometimes, depending on the time of the month, it may be the 17th. We've seen that before.
Because if it falls on a weekend.
Yes, but it is April 15th this year, ladies and gentlemen. So don't think you can just send your taxes in on April 17th and have everything be fine and dandy. You'll be in big trouble. Big trouble, Tony.
Big trouble.
Trouble in Tax Town.
I am very curious to see. There's been a lot of talk from the administration about how the passing of, I forget what the official name is, the One Big Beautiful Bill back in July. Mm-hmm. Now things go into effect because it's 2026, and there's supposed to be many more large-scale refunds. I want to hear what happens with people. I want to hear them say refund, because nothing would make me happier than me keeping my money.
There it is.
Keep it here. Eat, drink, smoke. Bring on number one. That's you, Fingers.
That's me.
You're number one.
I'm number one. At least my mom thinks I'm cool.
It's true. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That's America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy.
Of course, she's dead.
Good Lord.
What?
She still thinks you're number one.
That's true.
That is true. Let's get a little sappy. Don't look down. Don't look down.
How dare you? How dare you?
My God, you're terrible.
She would laugh at all this, by the way.
We are reviewing our top 3 cigars of the year. We wait till the year is out before we do our reviews. We're special that way. We're doing my cigars first. My number 3 was the HVC Hotcake, fresh out of the oven. That cigar with the gold label black dot was an enjoyable smoke.
There you go.
At $17. My number 2 was the Rey del Mundo Appointment at $8 and something cents. Let's call it $9 a stick.
37.
$8.37 a stick. You're really you are the Rain Man of the show. You truly are. That cigar knocked me over. Made me fall down.
Oh.
I thought it was just a perfectly put together cigar. For the price, I have not tasted anything like it. The El Rey, R-E-Y, El Rey del Mundo Appointment. I had it as the Gordo. I've had the Toro since. I don't care which one you smoke. It was just that much of a pleasure with the bit of pepper, a bit of cocoa. There was a sweetness that was kind of weaving itself throughout. Just beautiful. For under $10 in today's economy, oh, hell yeah.
You sounded like a fan. I, of course, was halfway across town as you were smoking it.
Yeah. You were sick.
I was sick.
You were sick that episode.
But I'm very happy I get to try one of my very own, thanks to Tony Katz.
I'm a giver. I'm a very generous cigar. That's right.
Cigar? Is that what you just
cigar.
Did?
And then I went, one of those little finger guns. Pew, 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 pew. But what's my number 1? My number 1 cigar. Smoking it right now. When I first smoked this cigar, the exact words I used were, why haven't I had this before? And how is it possible that Michael Herklotz didn't make this a part of the line. Michael Herklotz is the mind behind Ferio Tego, and I've interviewed Michael Herklotz. We did an extensive interview this year while we were able to meet up. These are made by Plasencia. That's where these are rolled, I should say. This is the Ferio Tego Timeless TAA exclusive for 2024. So this is only sold in shops that are part of the Tobacconists Association of America. And cigar manufacturers do a cigar sometimes for TAA shops, only for TAA shops. What I was told was that this was the precursor to what is now the standard in the Ferio Tego line, the Generoso. And I told Michael Herklotz then of Ferio Tego, and I say it now. This, what I am smoking, the Timeless TAA exclusive for 2024, is a better stick and a stick that I would buy anywhere, anytime. $19 a stick. The answer is no question. I have bought boxes. I have given these cigars away. And the response every time from people who know is like, what am I smoking here? It's that good. That's a Maduro wrapper. There is a wonderful, joyful richness in this. And that's the part that works. Fully enveloping the cheek, really taking over the tongue. You could argue that it's tobacco forward if you'd like, but it's creamy tobacco. It isn't overspiced. It's just right there. It's not like you're getting a hard-edged cocoa note or vanilla note or anything like that. There's a little bit, for me, I would argue, there's a little piece of wood that's in there. And so that spice to me is a little more cedar than, let's say, pepper. For me, it is sensational. If this was, I wonder if I could do this every day, but I'm bothered that I can't do it every week. So there's, I think, the difference in this cigar. It is a little bit larger in my view. I think they would consider this a full-bodied cigar, but how this wasn't the regular production, I'll never understand. I prefer this over the Generoso every day of the week. Generoso is a nice cigar. Most people know the Suma, and that's the one I think that's really for them has been the most popular. This should be in the lineup. It is delicious. It is nutritious. It is good for you. It builds character. It keeps away vampires. The TAA exclusive 2024 from Ferio Tego, the Timeless. My cigar. Look at that beautiful son of a gun. My cigar of the year. Fingers, spectacular.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I've got a soft spot for Michael and what he's done just because, when we started doing the show, when I started getting back into cigars, and I wasn't nearly into cigars in my 20s and 30s as I am now. But when we first started, one of the first, really cigar lines that I really enjoyed was the Timeless line.
Yes,
Nat Sherman. And when it went away, it was like, it broke my heart, Tony. It broke my heart. And Timeless is back thanks to Michael. And that's wonderful that's the cigar of the year for 2025.
I think I have two more in the humidor, and this will also be, if I can find it by the box, will be purchased. If I can't find it by the box, I'll buy it by the single stick.
Is it getting harder and harder to find?
Yeah, because it was only for TAA, right? So maybe there's some other places that happen to get some. Since I don't want to out anybody, I don't want to break any rules or get anybody in trouble. It magically, Leprechauns brought it to me. I don't know. But yeah, so it's harder to find. It's just altogether, it hits all the giggle spots. I believe that's the expression that'll keep most people up at night. Tony and his giggle spots.
Well, I think you ripped that off from a review from Cigar Aficionado.
Oh, I did. I took that right from Shankman. I did. I'm not even shy about it. Come and get me, Savona. That's what I've never met him. He's a nice guy. I have reached out about doing some interviews with Savona. We just haven't been able to put that together yet, but I got to get that done. I need to do more interviews. A lot of people to talk to in this industry.
Well, maybe suggest that if you got that interview, it would, what would you say, scratch your inner giggles? Is that what you said?
It hits all my giggle spots.
Hits all of your giggle spots.
So that's what I said.
Scratching a giggle spot wouldn't make any sense at all, unless you wanted the giggling to stop.
By the way, I said Shankman and Shankin. I got his last name wrong too. So
there goes the interview.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Here I am trying to make the jokes feel, look how cool I am, and I was like, that's not right, and I got it wrong. Can you believe that?
Well, it's been a show so far.
Yeah.
I said more better in the first segment.
Did you?
And then I just said scratch the giggles.
Guys,
I saw Scratch the Giggles open up for Oingo Boingo in '88. It's a fantastic
there
show.
It is. I am just overjoyed with this smoke, and I'm thrilled to be smoking it right now. It really is. It really is something special. Just what's happening here. And if you go back and you listen to what we talk about, sometimes things sound the same. A creaminess, a nuttiness, a spice, etc. But sometimes, and you know this, if you smoke cigars at all, you'll just come across something that for whatever reason, yep, that's what my palate wants. That, it might not even, I didn't even know it's what my palate wanted. That's absolutely something I can respect. This is what it is for me. And my number one, my cigar of the year, the Timeless TAA, the Timeless from the good people at Ferio Tego, TAA exclusive for 2024. This is my cigar of the year. We're going to get to Fingers Cigars of the Year coming up in mere moments. Keep it right here. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. What makes a cigar the cigar of the year? That is a great question. And the truth is neither Fingers Malloy nor I actually know. What we know is we like what we like. And when something really kind of gets us, it touches the giggle spot. That's right. I said it again. We bring it to you. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. We're doing our cigars of the year for 2025. My list, I think, is a doozy. It was the HVC Hot Cake, the Connecticut Broadleaf, which they call fresh out of the oven, coming in at number 3. Number 2, the Rey del Mundo Appointment, a spectacular cigar under $10. Spectacular. It was almost my number 1. But I couldn't get away from the fact that from Ferio Tego, the Timeless TAA exclusive 2024 is just a knockout. It's a knockout of a cigar, Fingers Malloy. I absolutely love it.
And so the question is, and you kind of touched on it earlier, is, being that you love this cigar so much, how you're going to get your hands on more of these?
Yeah, because it's not the easiest cigar to find. By the way, it comes in one size. It's a 6x50, which means that it is 6 inches long. Always makes Fingers Malloy laugh. And the ring gauge is a 50, the diameter of the cigar, or how thick it is around. Again, with the laughter, a 64 ring gauge would be a full 1 inch around. So anywhere in that 48 to 52, maybe 54, but 48 to 52, that's where I really like to be, unless I can get my hands on a Lancero, which is a 38 ring gauge, so much, much thinner, but you get more wrapper, and the wrapper ratio to binder and filler gives you a lot more flavor. I like Lanceros quite a bit. And the answer is I don't know, but I'm going to find more. This is an absolutely fantastic smoke. Now, Fingers has his 3 cigars of the year. We will be getting into them, and we're drinking the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. So because it's a best of show, our system is a little bit thrown off. The Double Oaked coming in at 90.4 proof. The Woodford is a classic. It's a standard that should be in your liquor cabinet. But the Double Oak should absolutely be in the liquor cabinet. I can't say it enough. $60 a bottle, really, depending on where you shop. It is just a wonderful presentation of a fair amount of sweet, but not overly sweet. The oak is doing its job. There, I'm going back in, Fingers Malloy. I got a little choked up.
Well, a single oak may not be able to get that choked up feeling away, but you get that double oaked, takes that choked up feeling and just throws it in the trash can.
And the heat is, you're hilarious. The heat is not overwhelming. So it's this really gentle bit of spice that's in there, and really you're covered by everything else in the caramel and those really traditional, if you will, kind of bourbon flavors. And so the double oaked is just a must for the liquor cabinet. But one of the things that we brought up, there was a story out of the Daily Mail about how Americans are turning their back on pizza. I don't believe that's true. I don't think that's factual. And what I'm saying is that if we're talking about where people are with their trends, like with their eating habits, it's not that they're saying, oh, pizza, who wants that? They're saying a pizza might be more expensive than it used to be, and I have to make other choices. And so there are two stories here. Fridays, TGI Fridays, now only has 85 stores. But this has been a long time coming. Are you going to tell me that all of a sudden people have grown adverse to potato skins?
Impossible.
That's correct. The brand is not what it used to be, and the excitement isn't what it used to be, and how it started in Manhattan and the entire world that came from that. Whether we're talking about Fridays, whether we're talking about what was Manhattan institution called Maxwell's Plum. And then Mondays came from this, and Wednesday, there were all these things, and then how it got bought and it became the place of flair, and it spawned that whole thing with Bennigan's and all the rest. Brands do have a course, and oftentimes very few things are forever. Very few things. My God, people used to shop at the Piggly Wiggly. Did you ever think that the Piggly Wiggly was going to go out, Fingers? When Mother Malloy would take you to the Piggly Wiggly, right?
If Cheesy's memories, it's like it was yesterday.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, did she ever take you to the Piggly Wiggly?
We had no Piggly Wigglies in Michigan.
This is my point. It's very few brands are really through the generation brands.
Well,
things do go.
Here's the other thing, too, when it comes to TGI Friday. It feels like you had competitors in the same kind of genre of restaurants like Applebee's and Chili's that offered the same food, but TGI Friday, it always felt like it was a little bit more expensive. So it's like, okay, so what are we going here for? They did have better like mixed drinks at TGI Fridays from what I remember. You could get several drinks from TGI Fridays that had umbrellas in them.
Oh,
but having said that, people, are making choices, and these chains, they get stale and more expensive. And you got a competitor comes up. Next thing you know, you had 700-800 locations. Next thing you know, 20 years later, you got 80.
This goes into another story from NJ.com, which stands for New Jersey. Arby's has closed a number of stores across the country. They have 3,600 locations. They've closed dozens of them. Am I to believe that all of a sudden people don't want fast food? Absolutely not.
I think America is catching on to the fact that curly fries are terrible.
Shut your filthy face. Curly fries, Jamocha Shake. This is why Arby's doesn't follow you. This is why they have you blocked on Twitter.
They blocked me.
They blocked you on Twitter X. They did. And this is why. Arby's, hey. How you doing, Arby's? It's your friend Tony. I just want you to know that curly fries and Jamocha Shakes, they're perfect. And we'd love to be able to share those with the Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation world. So if you want to send some by, I'll be sure to keep a good eye on them and enjoy them. And I won't give Fingers any, because he doesn't deserve them. There's a reason you blocked him on social media. It's because he's a bastard. So, with that, thank you, Arby's. And just remember, Wendy's a skank.
You sound like Ralph Wiggum.
My cat's breath smells like cat food.
I'm so hungry I could eat Arby's. Remember that? Oh, now I know why they don't follow me.
Oh,
now I know why they blocked me.
We're doing Ralph Wiggum. We're doing Ralph Wiggum. Try and get that on Smartless. It's not going to happen. Your move, Bateman. I like both those things. And I like Arby's. Now, Hardee's, Carl's Jr. on the West Coast, is my guilty pleasure. For sure.
What is it with the whole west of the Mississippi, Carl's Jr., east of the Mississippi?
Hellman's and Best Foods. I don't know. It was some kind of deal made with the mafia. I mean, there is no mafia. I don't know why it is, but it is.
You were afraid the Carl's Jr. mafia was going to come after you?
I think all of these things, some things have to do with age and some things have to do with economics. I just don't think people are done with pizza. I think that's a silly, hey, let me write an article argument. Shame on you, Daily Mail. And as for you, Arby's, keep those Jamocha shakes coming. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. So let's talk cigars of the year, because Fingers Malloy here has his top 3. I did my top 3. You may have missed it. Don't worry. Get the podcast wherever it is you get your podcast, and you will be able to hear my top 3 cigars. Just look for Eat, Drink, Smoke, brought to you by Flederman Von Riest. Timepieces that will last the generations, assembled right here in Indiana. Incredible timepieces. An incredible line to look at. You'll be wearing, your spouse will be wearing, you'll be able to pass it on to the children. Assembled right here in Indiana. Spectacular. Go to Von Riest, R-I-E-S-T-E, vonriest.com, and use promo code KATZ, K-A-T-Z, and get your discount. Go to vonriest.com, V-O-N-R-I-E-S-T-E, vonriest.com. Use promo code KATZ and get your discount right now. Fingers Malloy, as you were putting together your top 3 cigars, what were you looking at?
I was looking at sticks that I remembered that stuck with me a little bit. I had the same problem with the cigars as I had with the bourbon, where I felt like we did a lot of, nice cigars, a lot of that we really enjoyed. But I had to revisit our list from the year because there wasn't a bunch of cigars that just like made me run to the cigar shop and say, give me 3 or 4. It just didn't happen for me this year. The whole year was weird.
We said that about bourbon.
Yeah.
We said that about bourbon. I will disagree. I didn't feel that way about cigars. I thought we smoked some freaking bangers. I thought there were things that we were able to do that were just, this is, I am thrilled to see this growth in the industry.
Yeah.
So for me, while I did go back through the list, there were things that jumped out that I immediately remembered.
Okay. I think I finally figured out what my problem is.
Is it your attitude?
It actually was my attitude.
Lack of proper hygiene?
What are you talking about?
Inability to conjugate verbs?
I shaved 6 weeks ago.
You look great.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I finally figured out, and it just hit me right now as to why maybe cigars and bourbon didn't move me like they normally do, and the list was a little bit harder, was because I was so distracted this past year.
Because of the move?
Because of the move, getting my father down here. I didn't smoke nearly as many cigars over the course of the year. During football season, I'd sit in my garage and smoke 3 or 4 on a Sunday, and I didn't do any of that this year. So maybe I was, because I was distracted, that could be. So it was a little bit trickier for me to come up with a list. Yes. So you're right. We did smoke a lot of. I didn't mean that we didn't smoke a lot of great cigars. It's just nothing stuck.
But I think people can appreciate that. Life gets in the way, right? And you don't get to do things as you normally would. You didn't get to try as many as you would, or go back and try something.
Yeah.
And really kind of take it in. So that does make sense. But these are the ones that stuck with you.
Yeah. So I'm smoking my number 3 on the list, and quite frankly, Tony and I were talking about this off air. I could just lump all 3 of these together because, as far as, this is definitely number 1 on my list, I really don't feel that way. But I'm going to put this at number 3 for no other reason than I'm usually the value guy.
Right.
And this cigar, the Rocky Patel 30th anniversary.
Oh, there you go.
Which we reviewed, a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
For those who are keeping track, it was the episode which included Oreo Gate.
We've heard nothing from Oreo Gate. Nothing from the Oreo people, as opposed to the Imagine people, the movie theater people, who are fantastic, and we love them, and we still have to do something with them. We haven't been able to put this together yet, but I have not forgotten. Well, that's another story for another day.
So, but this Rocky Patel 30th anniversary, 6.5 by 52, which means it's 6.5 inches long.
Teehee?
Forget it. You get the idea. It's Mexican San
Wait, no,
Andreas.
let me do it again. Let me try it again.
All right.
Let me try it again.
It's 6.5 inches long.
Ha ha! No?
52 is the ring gauge, which means how thick it is around.
Oh, my. I'm trying something new. I need a catchphrase. Hold on. Let me try this. Suck it to me.
There it is. See, I thought you were going to go with Waka Waka.
Keep them guessing.
So, but this also, the wrapper, Mexican San Andreas, it's a double binder from Nicaragua. And also the filler is Nicaraguan and Honduran. The binder's aged 7 years. The filler is aged 5 years. It's a box press, beautiful presentation.
Yeah.
Just gorgeous. If you're watching this on YouTube right now,
how do you feel about those big bands? Those kind of like 2-inch, 3-inch bands.
I love looking at them. If it's one of those things where
that is such a great answer.
I love looking at them. If you have, my second humidor had a nice glass lid, so I could look down and there's a beautiful band with it's 2 or 3 inches wide. Like, isn't that wonderful? And then you go to smoke it, and I'm not a big fan of it. You?
If it's one band, I don't care. The multiple band thing kind of gets me. And in mine, like the Ferio Tego, the TAA exclusive for 2024, which is my cigar of the year, has 3 bands on it. That's the only thing I maybe don't like.
Here's what's tricky about that. I took Fingers Malloy Sr. To a cigar lounge not too long ago.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and I cannot remember. This was back in May. And his cigar that he was smoking, I wish I remember which one it was, had 2 bands on it. And his eyesight is failing him. So he's trying to peel the band off. Next thing you know, much of the cigar wrapper has also been torn off. Yeah. So,
that happens to people who have perfect sight.
Yes. So it's just one more way you could damage your cigar as you're trying to get that second band off. So, no, I just like a small little band. That's all I like. But it's a beautiful cigar. It's a box press. Yeah. It's got really great hand feel. The notes to it, it's tobacco forward. It's got some cocoa. It's a nice bit of a little bit of spice, not too much. Mm-hmm. This is my splurge cigar.
Tony. Coming in at what?
So depending on where you're looking, I've seen it anywhere from $15, right, which is like, oh wow. I paid $22 for this. Yeah. So it's like, but I really, really like this cigar. We reviewed it a month ago, and both of us raved about it. It was all about the price point, but it's 2026, Tony, and I am trying to turn a new leaf because we found this with across the market, cigars are going up. The prices are going up. They've gone up a lot in the past year and a half. So maybe it's time for a readjustment. So I'm trying to do that.
I think you're right, and I think in 2026 we should say this is the price.
Yeah,
this is the price. At that price, is it in the humidor? Yes, or no. I think it's a nice pick, and it's interesting. I don't have a box press on my list, and I love a box press. I like that feel and everything else, but no, don't have that on the list. Did you just ash on your computer?
Yes.
Do you have a little rubberized mat to cover the keyboard?
Mm-hmm. I've got a keyboard caddy.
Is that what they call it?
No, I just named it that.
Is that good? Does that work?
Well, I have no ash now on my keyboard.
Yeah, but
jealous?
Maybe. Is it weird to type?
No.
Really?
No, especially when I'm a lot of times I'm just talking to my assistant Kate through the computer. I don't even have to type anything.
Oh yeah, he's got an AI assistant named Kate. And it's weird.
Why is it weird?
Because you have an AI assistant, and you don't need an assistant.
Look at me. I need an assistant.
It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. Eat, Drink, Smoke. It is your cigar, bourbon, foodie extravaganza. I'm Tony Katz. That is Fingers Malloy, our cigars of the year. That's what we're hitting you with right now. I've already done my 3. You got to get the podcast. In order to get those, just look for it wherever it is you get your podcast. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. And, of course, eatdrinksmokeshow.com. But Fingers Malloy started with the Rocky Patel 30th, was his number 3 cigar, Fingers Malloy. That brings us to number 2.
Do you think people rolled their eyes when I said my splurge stick was $22?
No, why?
I don't know. Maybe it's your influence on me, because I know you're like, money, $22.
I don't think anybody does that. I think that people think that $22 is a whole bunch of money to spend on a cigar, and they're not wrong.
Yeah.
They're absolutely not
But
wrong.
it's weird, this Rocky Patel 30th anniversary, you'll see it anywhere from $15 to $22. So especially if you can get it for $15, you can go buy lots of them.
Yeah.
So it's really enjoyable, that hand feel. Box press. I can't believe you didn't have a box press on your list.
Didn't have a box press on my top 3 list, but I'm very happy with my top 3 list. Fingers has Rocky Patel 30th. This is number 3. What's your number 2?
Number 2. Now, this is a cigar that has been around for a while, Tony, and I know that we've had discussions in the past. Should we have a cigar that's been on the list for a while? The rules are, to make it on our list, it has to be a cigar that we reviewed in 2025. So it doesn't matter. It could be 15 years old. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It's if we reviewed it in 2025, that's what makes it eligible to be
Absolutely.
on the best of list.
It has nothing to do with whether it came out that year.
Right. So number 2 on the list had to have a Lancero on the list, Tony.
Bravo. Hold on.
Thank you. The La Flor Dominicana Cameroon Cabinet Lancero.
That's a nice cigar.
It is, and I was surprised. That's really the one I wanted to smoke this week, I'll be honest with you, because I haven't had a Lancero in a little while. Hard to get your hands on, but it was number 2 on my list. A Cameroon wrapper, Dominican binder and filler. You get the notes. It's a little spicy, a little sweet. I got some cashews, a little bit of chocolate. Just a wonderful experience, and you and we talk about it all the time. I for one, the first Lancero I really, really got drawn to was the Aladino Cameroon Lancero.
Ah, beautiful stick.
And that's another one that the price is right. Mm-hmm. This one, $12 to $13 a stick if you can find it. And you and I both, when we reviewed it, we just absolutely loved this cigar. That's number 2 on my list. And quite frankly, I'm shocked that you didn't really have a Lancero on.
Yeah,
on your list.
It didn't hit me that way when I was going through it and going over it. These were the things that kind of moved me more in it. And it's, the fact that I have things that I like and styles that I like, vitolas that I like. Sometimes there are other things that just move you more, for something specific. And for me, for my top 3 this year, that did. But it's a great choice of a Lancero. It's a cigar that certainly, if I remember right, has been around. But again, it's about when we smoked it, what we did in the last year, not necessarily what is new versus what is new to us.
Yeah.
What we tried this year. So a nice choice. Was it the Vitola? You just remembered, man, I just love Lancero so much. Was there something?
Maybe it's a soft spot with me that is like, okay, when I have a Lancero, it sticks in my head because I really enjoy them. I don't mind. I actually kind of like the hand feel of a Lancero. I know some people, they think, it's too dainty. If you really want to get into, it's a manly cigar. It's not, 64 ring gauge all the way. It's like, well, no, what's great about a Lancero is the amount of wrapper to binder to filler ratio. You get most of the flavor from the wrapper. So there's more wrapper, compared to the binder and filler. So you get more flavor from the wrapper. I just really enjoyed that. It's a Cameroon. Like a Cameroon, so it's just home run. And at $12, $13 a stick, good value.
Yeah, a great choice for the number 2. We'll get to your number 1 in just a little bit. But we do have some news of the week to get to. I'll handle this one.
Okay. Thank you. Because we didn't talk about it during the break.
Right, because they call me all across America Johnny Good News.
So true.
That's what they call me right there. Cable TV networks seeing viewership drop in 2025, some by as much as 78%. Now, what's weird is in this story, it's from a group called Cord Cutter News, and that's where I get all of my cord cutting news.
It's a place to be for cord cutters.
I was out Saturday night with some friends, and turns out I know a guy who does, in the weirdest thing ever, a Fingers Malloy impression. You have become so iconic on this radio show and on the podcast. People do impressions of you. They're working on their Michigan twang. They're working on your, I'm just an average Joe kind of. They've got all your mannerisms. They're tee-heeing all across the land.
I have heard tee-hee quite a bit over the years.
Yeah.
But I hope it's a somewhat flattering impression.
It's excellent.
Okay.
On a scale of
derp to derp to derp. Okay.
Got the voice, got the inflection. It's super niche. I don't know if it gets you girls, but my God, it was on. Yeah,
30 years ago would have gotten you some girls.
It's excellent, which is weird because he's only 35.
Right?
It's excellent. What's weird is that cord cutters news.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. You were going into a cord cutting story. How did that come up?
I don't know. You said something and it made me think of it.
Okay.
Oh, because I said it's where I get all my cord cutting news, which is something you would say and remind me this guy does an impression of you.
All right.
It says many cable TV networks, including CNN and MS Now, which used to be MSNBC.
I call it Miss Now.
Everybody does. Saw their viewership drop in 2025, some by as much as 78%. This is a punch in the face to liberal news networks. Like, I couldn't believe they put that in the headline. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Also, but I'm looking over some of these networks. The one that they said, up to 78%. Justice Central? Have you ever heard of Justice Central?
Dun.
That's Court TV.
Dun. Well, that was the People's Court. Bow.
That's true.
Justice
Central. Some of these, it's like, okay, I don't. American Heroes Network, and then you see the viewership. It's like, how are they affording to even run a network?
Justice Central has 17,000 average daily viewers. So do I.
That's what I'm saying. Clearly, now it's obvious you need your own network, Tony.
First of all, so true. So true. Fox Business declined 20%. Teen Nick, 25%. Boomerang's down 21%. Animal Planet down 28%. Nat Geo down 20%. MS Now down 26%.
Wow.
26%. That is Adult Swim down 20%. People aren't watching less content. They're watching less content that way.
Yeah,
that's all.
You're looking at some of this, and it's the Weather Channel. Honestly, do you tune into the Weather Channel anymore to get your weather?
I tune into the Weather Channel on my phone. That's where the weather is. The Weather Channel is on my phone, and that's the whole point. You're scrolling, you're straight. All your time is spent on the YouTubes.
Yes.
Where you should subscribe to Eat, Drink, Smoke on YouTube. You should do that right now.
There are weather channels on YouTube where you've got weather influencers, Tony.
What? No.
Yeah, I'm calling weather influencers.
If you say weather influencer, you get all to conspiracy theory. You're really riding the rails there.
We're not talking about seeding clouds, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about weather personalities who we're just running with weather influencers because it's fun to name them that.
Weather influencers. We've lost our minds. Cable. It used to be a thing. That's over. Fingers Malloy's #1 cigar is coming up. Keep it here. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. So what brings us to #1? Which cigar has Fingers Malloy chosen to be his cigar of the year? It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. You've been having coffee while you're having the cigars from a place that sounds like Bunkin' Bonuts. Just like Bunkin' Bonuts.
Exactly. It got me thinking when you were doing the whole lead up to the #1 cigar. I was going to make a joke about bubblegum cigars. And I was wondering if they still make them. You remember back in the day they made bubblegum cigars?
I sure do.
Smoked horribly.
Right? I was going to say a fan favorite of kids, but yours was funnier. Smoked horribly. You win. What made you think of bubblegum cigars?
You know what, Tony?
Oh, God.
I find now that we are into the first week of 2026, I'm very reflective and thinking about the past.
Is that right?
Yes. The 1970s. It was a simpler time. Of course, I wasn't alive back then. I'm much too young. But I read a lot of magazines about it, periodicals, if you will. And it seemed like a simpler time.
Saturday Evening Post.
Oh, the Saturday Evening Post.
Reader's Digest.
Based in Indianapolis.
TV Guide.
Not based in Indianapolis.
Number one cigar for Fingers Malloy. What will it be? He has taken us through the panoply. The number 3 was the Rocky Patel 30-year, and the number 2 was the Lancero from La Flor Dominicana, the Cameroon Cabinet. You got to be impressed. I remembered those things right there. That is impressive. My top 3, by the way, you got to get the podcast if you haven't heard my top 3 yet. Fingers Malloy, what is your 2025, even though it's 2026, cigar of the year?
So this is a value pick, a huge value pick. We both were very impressed with this cigar.
Bubblegum?
No, not bubblegum. I told you they don't smoke well.
Oh, you're right. They are terrible.
But you and I reviewed this cigar, and when we talked about the notes, it was a nice sweet cigar with some a good bit of spice, smooth. There was a little herbal and floral undercurrent. $7 to $8 a stick for this one. It was the McAuliffe Red Toro.
Oh, nicely done. McAuliffe has done beautiful work. The red, the black, the blue, really took cigars by storm. Definitely something that's in the humidor. Nice in terms of the value pick, bravissimo, but doesn't smoke like a value cigar. Very, very good smoke.
Wrapper is San Andreas Habano. The binder, Nicaraguan, grown Pennsylvania broadleaf.
I love that too.
Yeah, and then the filler, Nicaraguan and Mexican. We just both enjoyed it, like I said. And when we were looking over the list, you had your picks, and you're the money shmoney guy.
Money shmoney, he says of me.
Yes, and I always think, man, if I could find something in this economy that gives Eat Drink Smoke Nation good value, but also a nice smoking experience, I don't think you can go wrong with the McAuliffe Red. I mean, $7 to $8 a stick.
That's a great pick. It's a great pick. Good people doing good work. That's a nice list. That's a little bit of all over the place kind of list right there from Fingers Malloy with the Rocky Patel 30th, with the Lancero, the Cameroon Cabinet from La Flor Dominicana, and then McAuliffe, the McAuliffe Red. Nice. We smoked good cigars in 2025, man.
Yeah.
We really did. I'm looking forward to what 2026 brings. You know, there are some brands that we shied away from this year. We're going to go back to, and I think we're going to see possibly some more Davidoffs in this year. Atabey has come on huge. Going to be some plays into what they're doing with the Atabey and the Byron and a whole bunch of cigars. And as we've talked about, Arturo Fuente flooding the zone. There may be some more of those to try, but there's always the boutiques. There's always the smaller players, and we're always going to give them their love because they're doing good work.
Is there a brand that we have not reviewed that off the top of your head that you either had people say, hey, why aren't you reviewing this? Maybe not so much a boutique cigar, but one of the bigger players that we haven't really even attempted a review on.
So I would argue that there are many more My Fathers that we should probably get in on. There might be some other Padrones that we should play with. There is, I think we've done one Crux cigar, and we can check them out for sure. So just as an example, a cigar that we did a couple years ago from meeting them at the show, and now coming back, actually going to be in a local humidor here in Indianapolis, Lampert. Lampert. Excellent. Let's see what Cavalier has been up to and get back to them, because I really do enjoy Cavalier cigars.
One brand that I've seen that I don't know if we've done much of, if we have, it's been a long time, is Aging Room.
So I have in the humidor right now. I have some of the Maduros. I have the Sumatra. I have their small batch, and I have the Nicaragua, which for Cigar Aficionado was number 1 or number 2 a few years back. I have it as a torpedo. Excellent cigar. Excellent cigar. More than happy to throw some aging room into the mix and see where that is. So yeah, I think there's a bunch, and if there's cigars you want us to try, you should tell us what those cigars are. Just like when there are steaks I want you to try, you should go to defiancebeef.com and place your order. Get a whole cow. You got a whole year ahead of you. You need a cow. You need beef that you actually want to feed your family. 21 day aged, right there from the Indiana farm to your table. Go to Defiance Beef. DefianceBeef.com. Use promo code EatDrinkSmoke. Get $150 off your order. Incredible. I have gone through all my ribeyes and all my strips. I've done it. I've gone through them all. We still have ground beef, but I'm getting ready to place the next order.
You're a great American.
Placing the next order, and I'm going big. I'm going full cow. You want to go in? You want to go in? You want to go in?
I need a chest freezer.
Yeah. First of all, you're gonna need a chest freezer. Then you can go in.
I'm all in.
I'm going full cow. Let's go full cow.
Okay.
Let's go full freaking cow. It's gonna be fantastic. I still have a 6-pound brisket that I need to do. I might turn it into a pastrami. I have been jonesing to do that in 2026, so that's going to happen. Of course, I have the infrared fryer. It's an air fryer. You suck. But it's so great. I have so many more things to do in that. We did a really good job of bringing food into Eat, Drink, Smoke in 2025. Much more of that, much more recipes. And I'm serious about the cookbook. We have got so many things that we do privately and so many things that we've done on the show. I think that it's a no-brainer.
Are we ready yet to discuss? There's one thing that excites me almost as much as Defiance Beef at this point. Are we ready to talk about the new website?
No.
No, we aren't.
We are not ready to talk about the new website.
But it's coming.
It is. It is coming. What we can talk about is, wait, what day is it? Hold on. I'll tell you. We're going to be live. Did I mention this?
What?
We've got a live Eat, Drink, Smoke to do. Westfield, Indiana. We will be at Big Hoffa's Barbecue Tuesday, January 13th. Their barbecue and Old Forester night. We will be there. Get your tickets at Big Hoffa's, Hoffas, BigHoffas.com. Get your tickets. We will be there Tuesday, January 13th, 6 p.m. You'll get Old Forester. You will get a full barbecue buffet. Oh. And we are doing the show live that night, Tuesday, January 13th. So, yeah, you want to be there. If you're anywhere near Indiana, come on out to Westfield, Indiana. Big Hoffa's Barbecue. Of course, Adam Hoffman, Big Hoffa's, helped us very much with the book, Big Let's Go Barbecue. So appreciate him. So we're coming out there, and we're doing that Big Hoffa's Barbecue. That is Tuesday, January 13th. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be unbelievable.
I'm not eating until then.
No, you shouldn't. Yeah, we're going to go to town. Brisket, I'm going to have him do, sometimes he'll do for people fried ribs.
Oh, if you could get him to do the cornbread.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we can make him do the cornbread.
Oh, outstanding.
I can do that. So January 13th, be there for that. And don't forget to go to defiancebeef.com. Use promo code EatDrinkSmoke. Those are our top cigars for the year. We're back next week. New episodes, new things to try. Find everything at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. Catch you then. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke.
Follow Eat, Drink, Smoke on social media, on Twitter at Go Eat, Drink, Smoke, on Facebook, facebook.com/Eat, Drink, Smoke, and Instagram at Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast. Hey, you made it all the way through to the end of this video. We're proud of you.
You should watch more of our videos. Make sure you subscribe right there to Eat, Drink, Smoke, wherever it is you get your videos, on YouTube, on Rumble, and don't forget Instagram, Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast, where we've got the shorts and some very cool things going on.